Hello, my name is Amber Good, and I'm going to talk to you about the concept of teaching through the engineering design process with young learners. So here at Chillicothe Primary School, we have an engineering program that we start with kindergarten and goes through second grade. While teaching the engineering design process, students will be using creative and critical thinking along with collaborating with a team to build a design or a prototype. Now, within that, they will also have criteria and constraints. So, criteria are the things their design or prototypes must do, and constraints are the limitations to that. So, say we read a book on the Three Little Bears, and then we show them that they have a stuffed bear, maybe a beanie bear, so it's a little bit heavier, and that they must build a chair that will not break underneath the weight of the beanie bear. So their criteria is it must hold the bear for 10 seconds, and their limitations are they can only use the materials we give them. Now they will go through an imagine process, and they will imagine what they think that they could create from the materials we give them, and then they plan together as a team. So they're going to collaborate on the plan process, and then they're also going to collaborate on the create. So once they create, then they're going to test their design or their prototype. Once they do that, they're going to see whether they met the criteria or not. So sometimes they don't meet the criteria. That's okay. Not all teams do. And then we talk to them about the improvement process. So there's always a way to improve your design, and that's what the engineering design process is set up to do. That's what that concept is, to teach kids that it's okay if you don't meet the criteria, because you can improve your design and try again. Now, what the engineering design process is not would be direct instructions. So this isn't a time for a teacher lead. This is a time for student-centered growth, which means we shouldn't be going around and trying to give them answers or help their design get better. We can ask questions, or they can ask us questions, but we are there to facilitate what they're doing as a team. So we are not giving answers. So it's not a direct instruction where it's teacher-led and we stand in front of the classroom and the students are in their seats and doing exactly what you say. Also, what it is not a time to give them step-by-step directions. So step-by-step directions, and then at the end they're creating a craft which all looks the same, whether it's a boat or a bridge. That's not what we're really looking for. We don't want them to have step-by-step directions. We want them to be creating their own steps, their own thoughts on how they're going to create. So using that critical thinking in order to create and collaborate with each other. We should see communication. We should hear communication. We should see them working together on the same design or prototype. And that's kind of the concept of teaching the design process. So if we look at the actual definition of the concept of teaching the engineering design process, it's involving guiding them through a systematic approach to solving problems by encouraging creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration through the systemic process. So on the next video, we're going to look at step by step what the steps of the design process actually is, and then we're going to talk about how we can incorporate that within our classroom. But first, let's think about what if we were in a classroom and they were given step-by-step directions on how to build a bridge that a car could go across. Would that be the engineer design process? Or would it be the engineer design process if we gave them a bunch of materials, told them that they needed to create a bridge that would hold the car all the way across, and let them think about it and create on their own? which one would actually be showing you what the design process actually is. Thank you.